I served my nation. I served it honorably. I have many commendation medals, awards, decorations, letters of appreciation for the work I did. Yet, only to return back to my native county and city, Quitman-Brooks County, to see what parallels with the old Valdosta 1860 city charter, which says that the mayor and council shall pass all proper necessary laws and ordinances for the control of slaves and free persons of color in said town, and to suppress and abate all nuisances arising from hogs, dogs, horses, and other animals in Valdosta. I am 100% sure Mr. Tribble, Mr. Herring, and others in and around the Quitman Free Press, the Thomasville Enterprise, and the Valdosta Daily Times, by the way, who did not even post a picture of the president re-election on the front page of any of these South Georgia newspapers. Did you hear what I say? They didn't even think enough of our form of government. They didn't think enough of our sons and daughters at Moody Air Force Base not serving their country with their lives on the line. Some of their comrades are on foreign battlefields. But they didn't think enough to put their commander-in-chief picture on the front pages of these three newspapers. The Thomasville Times had a front page cover, and a white European called me and emailed me a copy of the paper, wherein Mitt Romney won the state of Georgia, but no picture of the commander-in-chief of our sons and daughters at Fort Bragg, Fort Stewart, and other military installations here in the United States of America and on foreign battlefields. And even more should be disappointing, but not to many of us. I stood before the Quitman City Council, and the mayor accused me of not saluting the flag. And yet, it got kind of heated. But that is not news to the Quitman Free Press, who've been operating since 1876. That was not news. In other words, the people in Brooks County and Valdosta and Thomasville and surrounding county know absolutely nothing what took place at that public meeting. They know very little about the sewage problems over there in Brooks County, but on this YouTube channel you'll find it. Because like Paul Harvey would say, we want you to know the rest of the story. Let me close out with Georgia's Secretary of State, Brian Kemp, investigator that came down to Quitman at a meeting that was open to the public. And the Quitman Free Press, the Honorable Quitman Free Press, did not report anything about that meeting wherein one lady, I can't think of her name, but she said, why is it that the elected officials are not concerned about voting rights in Quitman-Brooks County, Georgia? Yeah. Oh, you can see this on YouTube, you see. Because we want you to know the truth. Too many of our sons and daughters have died on foreign battlefields to make this a great nation. And this is why I do what I do, because the press should not rest, but the press should set people free by reporting the truth. Again, we should not rest until the press set us free with truth and not force us to listen to what they put in the paper, which is only a half of the story. Man, it is time. Man, it is time to quit. To quit this stuff from going on in 2012. Can you imagine? The investigator came down. Maxwell talked about what was happening in his district. You had other people, even a guy that serves on the Brooks County Board of Elections, Mr. Zurich, I think his name is, talked about ballots and different things being pushed and not. But the Quitman Free Press didn't say nothing about that. But yet they can put all this in the newspaper. They think that we did not get an education and that undoubtedly that we are very, very ignorant. Well, I remain 100% sure that the state of Georgia, Governor Nathan Deal, and those who think that they have become a God beside God will soon discover that the God of our ancestors is yet in control and he's yet on the throne. You can talk about Jesus as much as you please, but the more you talk, God gonna keep bending his power at the right moment. And then when you look around, the entire world will say, we are not. And I say we, I'm talking about this nation. We are not who we claim to be, but who we prove ourselves to be over a given period of time. And God's servants will be around to tell the truth. They don't just go to church, placate, imitate, and duplicate, but they work to show the truth as Jesus worked and said it and left it on record. You can say you love me, but if you don't do the works of Abraham, then don't claim Abraham to be your father. And if you cannot stand up for what is right, do not claim to be a Christian. You might as well stop going to church, stop going to mosque, stop going to synagogue, stop going to temple, and sit down beside the roadside and hope that somebody will come by with the Spirit of Jesus that will pick you up out of that wicked water and put you in a holy water so you can walk away like the man that had been sitting at the pool of Bethesda for all those 38 long years. And so you can say, I once was blind, but now I see. Lost, but now I'm found. And thank God for sending Brother Rhymes by and John Quarterman and others who removed the scales from my blinded eye. Until next time. This is George Boston Rhymes, directly on the case, because the founding fathers of this republic are not the ones who claiming to be the patriots and Christians of this dispensation. We say again, we're not who we claim to be, but who we prove ourselves to be over a given period of time. And in addition to that, when truth comes into the minds of those who seek truth, then all falsehood must vanish, because falsehood is forever a vanishing thing. Bye-bye. We gone. But even if I leave, God gonna wake up another little child that gonna get back on this case and gonna ensure that the truth be told. Because God said heaven and earth would pass away, but my truth and my word would stand forever. That's what you're looking at here, y'all. I don't get paid for this. That's what you're looking at. The fulfillment of divine prophecy. Bye-bye. We gone.